Yep, you guessed it. Get some more material for another project. Alright, so today, I wasn't planning on doing this today, but my wife had to go to a meeting at the school for my youngest for a end of year trip, and I had a couple extra hours to kill. So one thing on my list is I've got to work at the lake. We got a place at the lake that my wife wants me to redo doors, door frames, and all that kind of stuff. So I ran by Lowe's after work, grabbed a couple boards because I'm just gonna work on one this week, build one, and then going up to the lake next week for Memorial Weekend, not to have fun, of course, but to work. So I'm gonna go make sure it fits, make sure it works and all that, and then plan on a week in June to go do the rest of them because there's like 8 or 9 of them, something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on one today, hopefully. I may not get it all done, but all right, so I'm gonna set up my handy dandy sawhorses, because you always gotta have a sawhorse. But these fancy ones, you gotta remember how to operate them. And I don't. There's an open button, so I guess that opens it. This one has to have an open button too, right? Got a close button, but it opens. Makes sense. I've used these 100 times, but I never can remember how they work. Let me go grab my boards. While I'm off camera, gotta scratch something. Ooh, make sure no neighbors are seeing me. All right, I'm back. So I've got a door jamb kit. What I need to do is, because my doors at the lake are narrower because it's a mobile home than a normal door jamb, I'm gonna have to rip cut each of these boards to make them the width that they should be. And then I'll staple them, or I'll nail them together and build me a door frame. Hopefully it'll fit the doors we're replacing. So let's see what happens. Oh, I need something to cut with. Gosh, come on. All right, cutting tool. Of course, my razor blade is dull. A little like me, I'm a little dull. So what I'm gonna have to do, because I don't want to use my table saw, I'm gonna rip cut this, measure it. So I need to go get clamps to hold this board down onto my sawhorse.
20 minutes later.
All right, so I got my measurement done on the board, got some marks, got my board clamped onto this flatter piece of board, keep it steady. I've got my fence set up on my circular saw, so I'm gonna start ripping this board, and then I'll have to obviously move this clamp when I get to this point and readjust it to be able to get through. So let's see if I can actually do this right. You know, you always wanna measure. Okay, sorry about that. Wife came out with the dog and interrupted my thinking. So as I was saying, you always want to measure correctly, because in this case I've only got one set, and if I mess up I might have to do it again, and nobody wants to do it again, but probably mess up and I'll probably have to do it again. You know, I once started off thought I was going to be a carpenter, but I gave it up. I just couldn't cut it.
Boo, boo Ben, boo.
All right, so first things first, make sure you're always wearing appropriate safety gear. I've got my steel-toed Crocs on and my contact lenses in. Don't want something flying up and messing up your eyeball. So here we go. Of course, I forgot to set the depth of my blade. So obviously, that's not gonna work. Time's a wasting. You know what? I think I will give me some glasses. Stuff's kicking up in my eyes. Okay, I got my ANSI approved glasses, safety glasses. So now that I got that to a point where I need to move my clamp, these aren't the clamps that I wanted to use, but the other clamps I've left at the lake, the squeeze clamps, and not these silly screw-in clamps. Let me make sure. Like I said, sturdy surface. I hope that's straight. Kind of looks weird, but we'll sand it down, make it look a little better. Ooh, I might be able to use this piece for something. There we go, 1/2 of a door jamb. That is horrible. Come on. Come on. All right, now we have 2/2 of a, well, 2/3 of a door frame. Got to do the top. Never was all that good at carpentry math. Should have saw that coming. So now I need to do the top board. Depends on the door width. A couple of different door sizes. Believe most of them are 28 inches. So I'm going to look and see what opening width my door frame needs to be for 28 inch, because I don't remember how much space we need to leave, and then mark that and cut it.
Much, much, much later.
All right, so apparently I had to stop working on my door frame because my wife was wanting to clean our couch with a steam cleaner thing she borrowed from my dad. So, you know, that was more important to get that thing done for her than to get the other thing done for her that I've been needing to work on. So anyway, went in there, worked on the vacuuming and cleaning the couch, and it was quite a workout. Kind of tired. Working with that upholstery machine, but you know what? I'll recover.